Hello, space engineers. This video is going to be about creating and testing the launch system behind me. This is a system that I want to use to launch mines around my ship on Far From Home. There are 3 mines on this system. They are supposed to launch about 400 or 500 meters from the ship, and then they are supposed to become active and hunt for targets. Just sit there and wait. So if a target shows up, they'll attack it. That's what we are doing today. We are building that. I was going to build it in the Far From Home series itself, but that would have been really painful because there was a lot of iterations involved. I had to learn some things. I've tried to edit that down into something that's a little more palatable. And then at the end, there are 2 demonstrations of the mine launcher to watch. So, thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy the content. Okay. So, we're here in a creative world because there are definitely some problems with this missile, with what we're doing. And I just didn't want to suffer through trying to sort that out in the actual gameplay. So this is what we've got so far. And this sensor is not the right way to detect that this block is destroyed. I went and checked the blueprint that I'm using as a basis, and I misremembered what it did, which was use an event controller to detect whether a block has been removed from the grid or not, which is the same way that it figures out to turn off this gun. So I'm going to make a little basis to build this blueprint and work on it, and then we're going to go through trying to get it to function. Maybe we'll test it on something. There should be plenty of opportunities in this game world. So, we need a battery, we need a hydrogen tank, we need a rotor, and we need a cargo container and some welders. So let's get all that. Now let's make it a static grid so it doesn't move around on us. Okay. So, now that we have this basic setup, and I guess we don't really need the O2 generator because starts half full. But we're going to add a small head here. Add the small head. And then we're going to lock the rotor. And we're going to put on the basic connections. So, we need to put this conveyor converter on. Yep, there we go. And we're going to put a projector on it. So the plus sign is the top of the projector. Okay. So let's put the projector back on. Okay. So if we turn these on, does it weld it all up? That's cool. I didn't even have to put any parts in here. I've never done that in creative before, so. Okay. So one thing we don't need here is the sensor. We don't need that. Okay. Let's turn the projector off. Okay, this timer is the launch actions, and the launch actions are going to be controlled by an event controller now. So I'm going to replace this with the event controller. Toggle that off. To make sure this needs to just always be off until we're right before we launch, because we don't want it to accidentally try and launch if, like, somebody shoots one of these blocks off. So the event that we're looking for is block added removed. And we really don't care about the added, we really just care about removed. Oh, the gyro should probably be on an override, shouldn't it? Until it stops launching. Yeah, let's put the gyro on override until the launch is over. I think that's a good idea. Gyro, it will start on override controls. Just to hold it where it is. So the actions, we're going to turn this off. Because we don't want it to redo this if it gets hurt. We want to take the hydrogen tanks off of stockpile. Hydrogen tank. Off stockpile. Hydrogen tank. Off stockpile. Battery. On. Battery. Enable auto. Thruster bottom. On. Sensor clear of ship. On. Timer block hunt. No, we're not doing that because the sensor is doing that. This sensor is going to turn on the hunt. So that should be all that guy really has to do. But I need to go to the hunt. Yep, and I need to turn the gyro override off. Okay, so this thing's turning off thrust. It's turning off the sensor clear of ship. It's making sure that the AI move block is turned on. The AI defensive block is turned on. AI move block has AI on. The defensive block has AI on. The gyro. That's not what I want. Because override controls should be on. Let's check out the battery. Battery should start off. We don't need more power than it has. So I think all that stuff is set up on that. Now this thing is going to have a timer block, which is going to set things off. And it's going to need a event controller. So the event controller is going to pay attention. So you're going to pay attention to block added removed. You're going to start off. Your actions are going to be to turn off the Gatling gun. Turn off the Gatling gun. And turn on the welders. Is there anything else this needs to do? It needs to turn itself off. That's what it needs to do. Turn itself back off. This thing is going to turn on the event. It's going to tell it to start shooting is what it's going to do. Tell you to start shoot on. And it's going to turn this guy on, toggle block on. And it's going to turn the welders off. And it's going to turn on gonna turn on the event controller. Turn you on. And honestly, I think it needs to turn on the battery. Just to make sure. Turns on, starts shooting, turns that on, make sure the welders are off. Make sure that's ready to go. Okay, so I have a blueprint of it. So if I launch it, it should just not do anything. So it should just go up there. Let's try launch. What did that do? So what are you up to now? Do we have a way to access you? On, AI behavior on. On, searching for enemies. Okay. Attack enemies, closest. Okay, all looks good. Hydrogen tanks. Oh gosh, there's so much fuel in there. We definitely don't need 2 tanks on these things. So the thrust is all on. It's ready to go, right? Thruster bottom. Yep. Thrust override off. Gyroscope override controls off. This thing should be ready to go. Did we try and squeeze the other missiles in here better? Maybe. Maybe we might as well put them on here while we're at it, since we know what we're doing, right? So we can practice. So this more or less works. The only thing I could do differently is add 2 more missiles on here. I should put some exhaust blocks on it. Okay, I know that's ridiculous. The effect is going to be fire. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and then when it hunts, okay, let's take a blueprint of that. So let's fire it. Does it not have any ammo? It doesn't have any ammo. Fire? And you didn't launch. Why not? You're all off. Okay, so... Okay. Oh, it's gonna hit the other one. No, I didn't hit it, huh? that's obvious. Alright, so I've been messing around with adding extra missiles on here, and it would be nice, like, in order to use this block for both missiles, if I could push the missiles out one more block from there, which I might be able to do. I don't know. We're going to give it a try. I'm worried about welder ranges, so we're going to give it a try over on this side. And then if that works, I may just rebuild all my missiles. I don't know. We'll see. But I think I know what I'm doing now, so there's that. If the missile is basically 3 blocks wide from the middle, do we put hydrogen tank here? Right, hydrogen tank there. Put all the exhaust back there. Hydrogen tank here. Do we want to make it a really small package? Do we make it 3 wide? Like this? That's the major bomb. Major bomb. Okay. Get our thrust down. That's basically the missile. Alright, so we're going to set that hydrogen missile up. So let's start with these blocks. AI move off. Behavior off. Speed limit unlimited. Don't care about aligned to gravity. Precision mode off. Collision avoidance off. The offensive combat block. We're going to leave it on. It's going to start on with AI behavior on so that it can find enemies. Search interval is going to be 5 seconds. Going to be default, so it's going to attack the center of mass. It is going to be an intercept. It is going to be target prediction, and we are going to override collision avoidance. Okay. So that's the AI blocks. Now we have an event controller for launching. This guy is going to launch when the block is destroyed. It's going to start off. And his actions are going to be... Oh, I gotta put the tanks in a group, because we need to do that. Okay. Oh, we gotta make sure the gyro is named properly. Did we even put a gyro on here? Nope. We're gonna do that now. Okay. Alright, let's go back to programming that. And this is like, this is a 2 welder design. If I chopped off these 3 tanks, it'd be a 1 welder design. Okay, so the event controller for launching, select actions. We are going to turn the hydrogen tanks off, stockpile off. We are going to turn on this sensor. This is the sensor that will detect that we are clear of the ship. We are going to turn on the boost thruster. 2 of them, bottom boost, on, right boost, on. Anything else we need to do other than turn ourselves off? I don't think so. So we're going to turn ourselves off because we don't want to detect when other blocks are removed and redo this boost process. So like if it gets shot while it's going after stuff. The gyroscope, it needs to have override control set to on. The exhaust pipe should be off, and we're going to choose electricity, not power dependent. This is the timer block for hunting. We are going to give this we're going to let this be 3 seconds. Just going to let it be the same as the other ones, just for now. So the hunt timer is going to be activated when the clear of ship sensor goes off. So the hunt timer is going to need to turn off the boost for the thrusters. So let's put the boost thrusters in a group. And boost thrust B. We need 2 groups. Without 2 groups, we can't turn the boost off because the boost only turns off 5% of the time. Decrease thrust override. Okay, so I put decrease thrust override on all of the options here, so it should be dealt with. Gyroscope left. We're going to turn the override off. We're going to make sure that the move block is on. We're going to make sure that this block, which is already on, is on. And we're going to make sure that this is AI behavior on. And we're going to make sure that this is AI behavior on. We're going to turn on the exhaust. Is there anything else that we need to do? We're going to turn off the clear a ship sensor, since we want to make sure we don't do that again. I guess we got it taken care of. Okay. So let's go do the sensor. This is to detect that we are clear of the ship. So we're just going to make sure there's nothing around us before we decide to get offensive. Clear of ship. We're just going to set all these to the max. Just to make sure it's away from everything. We are going to detect small ships, large ships, stations, and subgrids. Okay. The action is going to be to run the hunt timer. Action is going to be to run the hunt timer, so that's here. So the action will be, and that's when it's not detected. Start that. Okay, so I think that's the setup for this missile. Now if we have to go to the launcher. We have to do some things for the launcher. The launcher needs to get at this event controller here. This guy. Yeah, the launcher needs to turn that on. So this is going to be a group, so we can get at it even after the block leaves, right? And then we need the battery because we have to turn the battery on. Did I not put a battery on it? Well then, let's put a battery on it. Okay. I guess we'll put the battery right here. I guess. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's set the launcher up. So there's a timer block, there's an event controller here, and a timer here. These guys actually control the launching, and they need to turn on the event controller on the missile that decides that it's clear of the ship. Or that they need to turn on the launching controller is what they need to do. Event controller, fire this one. Okay. So when blocks are added, removed, it's turning the gun off. It's turning on the welders. It's turning off itself. It's turning off itself. Okay. That's all that does. Okay. So let's look at the timer. Yeah. This guy, his actions are turning off the gun, or turning on the gun, turning on the fire event controller, turning off the welders, turning on the top lines stuff. So it's going to turn on. Oh, we don't need that. So let's see. Line left. So let's turn on that. Turn you on. And let's turn you on. And let's put you on auto. And then we're going to make sure we do the right mine too that I haven't finished setting up yet that I'm going to do without you. Oh yeah, these have to start off. All these thrusters have to start off. Oh, I gotta set the boost up for the. That's the one thing I haven't done yet. I gotta set the boost for the mine. So the right boost is going to be at like 50%. And the bottom boost is going to be at 100%. Okay. What a terrible design. This is just terrible. This left missile, or the right missile, it's just terrible. Let's put some armor on this. Okay. That is not pretty at all. Really feeling like that's a bad place for that battery. Yeah, that's a really bad place for that battery. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that's better. That's way better. So they're just out here waiting for a target. Unless you're not going to stop. I don't think you are. So there's some problems still with stopping. And controller launch, timer, hunt. It needs to make sure all the thrusters are on. And it didn't do that. So we're going to do that. Right here. Mine left. left thrust. We're going to make sure they're all turned on. Let's just fire it and see what happens. What I didn't do is give this guy an effect, which will help me figure out that he's there. Oh. Maybe he never stopped. Okay, well, let's give him an effect. Take another blueprint. We're going to inertial dampener ourselves to this missile, and hopefully when it launches, we'll follow it. I'm going to back away from it here just to make sure I'm at least 50 meters away to make sure that clear of ship sensor, yeah, okay, goes off. Which looks like it turned off the boost, except the inertial dampeners didn't come back on. It's not stopping the missile. Yeah, that fired. Just wondering if, for some reason, it's not going to inertial dampener without a remote. So I put one on. And it doesn't have... what we're going to find out here is it doesn't have a... Yeah, so I changed the thrust override there. Once I actually disable it, it thinks that I have thrust override on. That's the problem. It thinks I need to just turn the thrust override off of all of the thrusters. That's what I need to do. Okay guys, we're going to run a test. This is a mine launching test platform that I built so I could figure all this out because it was painful. I still need to turn on the welders. So let's do that. Okay. So we are going to launch quite a few of these missiles. Oh, I need a gyro. Oh, man. Okay. So we're going to launch... Oh, it's a static grid. Oh, man. We're going to launch quite a few of these. And then we are going to spawn in a ship. We are going to be attacked by that ship. And then we are going to watch all these missiles attack it and see how it does. I feel like this thing turns every single time. Yeah, like that. Like, what the heck did it just do? Like, why is it moving? Like, how did that happen? Okay. Can I have a thruster just to make this stop? Okay. So we've got a few missiles out. Maybe we'll launch a few more. What the heck? Since I just Took the time to keep this from being a pain in the butt. Rename. 2. Okay. Alright, so we got a bunch of missiles out here all around. Let's spawn in an enemy. And hopefully it'll work. I already ran this test, so it should work. Thunderfleet. So let's get ready for some combat. Need to spawn in an enemy. Okay, so there's the enemy, and it has identified us as people it doesn't like. We shouldn't be here. So it's going to come after us. I want the missiles to go first. So we want to back up a little bit because it came at us from the side. So to give all these missiles a chance to go after it before it is actually going to attack us. So let's put the spectator cam on the enemy. And watch what happens as we approach the constellation of missiles. It looks like he is identifying us now. He is accelerating in. So the missiles should be, the mines should be identifying him shortly. Okay, yeah, they are doing stuff. Wow. So none of those missiles, not a single one of those missiles had warheads on it. There was a 2 hydrogen tank, a 3 hydrogen tank, and a 6 hydrogen tank missile. That was it. And it completely annihilated that ship before it got close enough to attack. So, that worked. At least from what I can tell here. I don't know why they didn't all attack at once, and some of them started flying around in a swarm first. I don't know what that's about. Let's just run it again. So I just ran this test, but I think my HUD was on, and I think that makes it less interesting to watch. So I'm going to run it again. And the test is that I'm going to spin ship. I'm going to spin and I'm going to launch missiles. That should be enough missiles. There are quite a few missiles around. Let's get in our ship so that when we're attacked by the grid that we're going to spawn, defend ourselves. Do. Okay. Spawn the enemy. Find the enemy. Okay. Show. Let's watch what happens. It's not gonna attack till it gets to 5k, so I'm just gonna watch till we get there. You can just start to see some of the missiles. Oh yeah, there's a cloud of them. They are active now. So he's gonna come in and hurt us, but because we didn't move, but oh, that shot from the main ship just finished it off. Wow. Okay, well, that was pretty effective. Oh, there's still several missiles flying around trying to whack it. Okay, well, success.